xem 76. Ui.
On April 16 of 2020,
Vào tháng 16 tháng 4 2023. Mười mấy hôm trước luôn. What the shit. Mới mấy hôm trước. Cảm ơn Ré donate cho mình 20.000 nha. Em đi ăn đây, tạm biệt cả nhà, tạm biệt Ré nha. Chúc Ré ăn cơm ngon.
3 at around 12 a.m., a man named Jacob wakes up to a strange noise outside his room.
Nice.
Trembling with fear, he gets out of bed and encounters something that leaves him extremely unnerved. Now, not too long ago, I featured a video from Jacob, who you may remember as the man who inherited an old house and a creepy clown doll that both belonged to his grandmother. The clown doll, known as Jeffrey, scares him. Because of this, he keeps Jeffrey locked up in a separate room away from him. But then one night, something happens that spooks Jacob out of his mind. It's close to midnight when a loud bang wakes him up. He hears a couple more noises before suddenly realizing that the sounds are coming from the room next to his where the clown doll was put. What happens next scares the living daylights out of him. Take a look.
Oh god. No. Cái nhà hay là bán nhà đi. Bán nhà đi mua nhà khác đi. Oh god, cái nhà trông như này mà ông mở sợ thật. Đập nhà bán đất đi. Jesus Christ. Oh. Tiếng gì đấy? À, tiếng nguy thở và cam, khiếp sợ quá đấy. Để tại sao mà để có búp bê cái phòng bên cạnh ông ngủ vậy? Tại sao vậy? Chẳng có biết. Hay là vứt nó xuống hầm? Hay là vứt nó xuống hầm đi ông ơi? Hay là không quay cam vào người ông ơi? Hay là không quay cam vào người nào nữa ông ơi? Oh god. Jesus. Oh. 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 Oh god. Đấy. Nhìn gì vậy bác?
As Jacob checks the room where the sounds were coming from, a loud noise is heard from downstairs.
He
looks nervously down the staircase, and suddenly, the sound of footsteps going up the stairs is heard. Yet, as he looks closely, no one appears to be there. He then quickly turns around to see the door opening slowly, showing Jeffrey, whose head is now in a different position. Initially seen facing the wall, the clown is now staring at the door. Jacob quickly ends the video here and locks himself in his room until the following morning. After this night, he was absolutely certain that Jeffrey was haunted. Afraid it might happen again or something worse may occur, he decides to move Jeffrey into the basement.
Và bây giờ ông mới quyết định để nó ở dưới hầm. Tại sao ông không vứt nó dưới hầm từ ban đầu luôn? Và tại sao không đốt nó luôn đi?
With whatever happened last night, I don't want him near me. I'm gonna be putting him in the basement, so I'm gonna follow up. This is the result so far. Here for now, but I think I'm gonna put camera here.
Ông còn để camera để ông theo dõi. Vui ha. Nó bò ra vào trong camera, chui ra từ
Now,
TV
unlike
đâu sao?
before, Jacob will keep an eye on Jeffrey by placing a security camera in front of him. If anything happens, he'll be notified immediately via a notification sent by the camera. Fast forward to a few nights later, and he's notified of movement inside the basement. He checks the camera's live feed and sees that the camera is moving side to side. Now, this didn't alarm him, as he forgot that the heater on which the camera was placed on top has a timer that turns it on and makes it oscillate. The heater had simply turned on during this time. But as he continues to watch, something happens that terrifies him to his core. Watch.
Ôi, nó xoay đầu lại này. 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 Không. Oh no. Okay. Cool bean, bro. Very cool. Very epic. Chê. Rất chê.
As the camera oscillates from side to side, the clown's arm eerily moves on its own. Seconds later, the light bulb blows out in a loud explosion, making the basement completely dark. Following that, a strange voice is heard whispering something that's hard to make out. Not much else happens after this, but everything that happened before was enough for Jacob to decide that Jeffrey should remain locked up in the basement. Jeffrey continues to be recorded in case he moves again. For now, no further updates have been posted by Jacob, but until then, this video remains a mystery. This next video comes from a man whose entire home is filled with Bibles and other religious artifacts that he worships on the daily. If he's not praying, then he's most likely sitting at his piano playing a song with verses from the Bible. Pretty much everything he has or does in this apartment is based on something religious. Now you might be thinking that this man is simply devoted to his religion. While that's partly true, the main reason as to why he prays a lot has to do with something completely different. As it turns out, this man has been experiencing strange happenings in his home. Ever since visiting his father's gravesite at the cemetery, he can't shake the feeling that something has followed him home. Whatever it might be, he's deeply afraid of it. For this reason, he's been praying and singing religious songs more so than usual as an attempt to get rid of the evil entity that now lives in his home. One day, while taking a nap, he wakes up to a loud noise in the living room. He grabs his phone and records this.
Cái đèn đỏ, cái trông kinh quá đấy.
Estoy grabando este video porque estoy tratando de dormir, pero acabo de escuchar un golpe duro
Cái đèn đỏ, cái
por allá
trông
en la
kinh
sala,
quá.
entonces decidí grabar porque hace días que se viene presentando cosas extrañas en el apartamento.
Mấy cái đèn đỏ xung quanh trong phòng trông kinh quá ấy. Tắt bớt đèn đi đó, hoặc là bật hết đèn lên đi.
Me parece muy extraño que hasta ahora están sucediendo como cosas raras. Entonces,
Ủa?
oh, comedor. Miren, ese es mi comedor. Tengo las ventanas cerradas, miren. Vean. Esto viene sucediendo hace como una semana ya.
Oh God.
La verdad se me hace muy extraño. Se me hace muy extraño.
Cái này thì hết cứu. Nhà toàn đồ
Feeling slightly
phép mà vẫn
unnerved,
còn
the
không
man
kháng được.
sees a
Thế
set
này
of eating
thì hết cứu.
utensils swing side to side as though a strong breeze had passed by. But as the man points out, all windows are closed shut. Naturally, he was stricken with fear, but not as much as the next incident, as what happens then leaves him terribly shaken up. A few days after this occurrence, the man uploads a video in which he appears to be deeply distressed. Watch.
1 giờ chiều luôn á. Vãi, 1-2 giờ chiều mà vẫn còn bị ám á. Vậy sao chơi? Nó chill. Nó thật sự nó chơi đàn của ông luôn. Ê chăn đi. Mà chơi trong giờ hành trình. Mà này, mà chơi giờ nghỉ trưa này chịu rồi. Mà nó còn trêu một cái là nó ấn đàn, cái đàn ông chơi nhạc, chơi nhạc mình chơi nhạc tôn giáo bình thường, nó trêu ông luôn là gì đấy. Thật bài.
En el nombre de Jesús te ordeno que te vayas.
Nhận là nếu mà nó sợ thì nó có chả phá không? Với từng đấy cái thánh giá ở trong nhà nếu nó sợ nó đã chả phá không?
En el nombre de Jesús ordeno que te vayas.
Nó khinh luôn. Chết. Nghỉ.
No tienes derecho de estar aquí. Ordeno que te vas.
Nghỉ. Nghỉ. Chơi gì nữa? Nhà từng đấy cái thánh giá mà nó vào nó chơi đàn trêu ôm thế. Nghỉ. Chơi bời gì? Mà
Ordeno que te vas en el nombre de Jesús.
đừng có nhắc đến di sợt, nhắc đến di sợt nó vẫn ấn, nó ấn nãy giờ rồi mà. Nó khinh. Nó khinh. Ấn hẳn âm thấp nhất cho cẩn thận.
Appearing to be fed up with the supposed spirit, the man tells the spirit to leave at once. But after having done so, a piano key is seemingly pressed by an unseen force. The man quickly rushes out of the room in a panic frenzy. It was now clear to him that something was provoking him. But as if that wasn't obvious enough, 4 days later, this happens. It's 3 in the morning when the man and his girlfriend, who was staying the night, wake up to strange noises. What happens next leaves them highly unsettled. Take a look.
Rồi 3 giờ sáng luôn. Oh, shit, fuck.
Bueno, voy a
3
grabar
giờ
este
sáng là cái
video
thời điểm
porque
kinh nhất trong các thời điểm mà tôi thấy.
nuevamente se están escuchando
Tôi siêu
una
ghê cái
cantidad
thời
de
điểm 3 giờ
ruidos.
sáng luôn, mặc dù tôi hay thức đêm.
Son las 3 de la
3 giờ
mañana,
sáng bắt tôi ra ngoài đường tôi đánh nó.
16 minutos y
Escucha, escucha, escucha.
Con chiên ngoan đạo thế mà vẫn ma vào tận nhà nó chơi, nó trêu cho đi ra
estoy
chiều
solo,
rồi.
estaba con mi novia que por fin decidió venir a acompañarme, pues estaba asustada debido a todas estas cosas que están pasando.
Phá làng phá xóm ghê.
Desde aquí, amor,
Vào bếp xong nó đập bát đập đũa thế này sao chơi. 3 giờ ma chắc ra phạm mì tôm ăn lấy sức.
¿qué es? Yo voy solo, amor.
Anh 3 giờ anh hay lọ mọ,
Prende la luz, prende la luz.
hay lọ mọ nấu mì. Trải nghiệm những người thức đêm. Có ma chắc rủ nó ăn mì thôi chứ chả biết làm gì.
Todo tranquilo.
En el nombre de Jesús
Jump scare làm
manifiéstate.
chó nhá, đấy là jump scare làm chó nhá. Jump scare làm con chó nhá. Đi vào jump scare làm con chó nhá.
En el nombre de Jesús manifiéstate.
Mexico. Mexico. Oh god, what the fuck? Tại sao lại để cái poster Annabelle ở đấy kinh quá đi. Jesus Christ.
Se tumba mal este
Mày có poster Annabelle tới đó tịt chết.
Manifiéstate en el nombre de Jesús. Te ordeno que te manifiestes.
Yo creo que es una cielita, ¿no?
Una cocina.
Lúc ông ấy lia qua cái poster đau tim từ tí chết, sợ thật sự luôn đấy. Oh. Oh no.
Pero mira, ves que es mentira.
Sao mấy con ma nó phải thích phá bếp nhỉ? Mà mấy nhà ma nó ám trong bếp rồi đấy.
Mira, todos los cajones están abiertos.
Tìm bí thông. Man đêm. Man đêm. Không đòi. Ma bị cột cào giữa đêm ra xuống lốm bì ăn cho là bụng ngủ dễ.
Yet according to the man, no signs of forced entry were seen anywhere in the house.
Đấy là tôi.
Further adding to the strangeness, the man says that his girlfriend felt very ill only minutes after this incident. Whether or not this had something to do with her sudden illness is unknown. But considering what happened only days later, the man can't help but think that the spirit was responsible for this. It's late at night, and the man is once again woken up by mysterious noises when this is captured.
Thôi thì mua xịt muối, xịt hương bật nhang các thứ trong nhà lên đi. Chơi các kiểu đây, chơi cả châu Á, châu Âu, các kiểu là điều đấy. Cắm nhang nhà luôn. Chứ thế này thì sao chơi ba. Một cái không được rồi phải thử cái khác chứ. Cùn vậy. Ồ, cái gì đây? Cái cây. Cái cây. Cái cây làm tôi đau tim quá. Bảo sao cố gắng ở lại cái nhà này, nhà đẹp thật, công nhận. Nhà trông cũng sang nhưng cũng mê. Phải tôi cũng cùn, công nhận. Chê đã thôi, nhà đẹp mấy cũng chịu, chê. Nhà đẹp mấy cũng chịu.
Without warning, the sound of footsteps charging at full throttle can be heard heading towards the man before being attacked by an unseen presence. Scared stiff, the man stands in silence while trying to process what just happened. He then picks up his phone and ends the video here. Although undoubtedly strange, viewers find it stranger that the man doesn't turn on the lights in most of these incidents. But the reason for this, according to him, is that the lights from most of the rooms are located at the main entrance, which he stays away from, as he's too scared to approach. Whether ghost or not, the man continues to pray and read passages from the Bible in the hopes that doing so will get rid of the strange presence that haunts him.
Ở trong nhà của cái sinh vật mà tôi không nhìn thấy được.
In early January of 2023, a woman named Nancy Malkin had a very strange encounter with something in her child's bedroom. Nancy says that the reason she had went up to her son's bedroom in the first place was because she saw something quite unusual on the security camera that's placed in his room. She had woken up from a nap before looking over at the camera's live feed and seeing a strange orb flying around her son's toys. It would seem to zip around in a strange way and react to objects it touched as though it had a mind of its own. Now, Nancy had been looking at this orb for quite some time. More than 5 minutes have passed since initially spotting the mysterious orb, and still, it continued to float around in the same spot. Now, curious as to what exactly was being caught on camera, she walks over to her son's room, but strangely, finds nothing there. Nothing visible could be seen with her naked eye, but on camera, she could still see the ball of light floating around the same spot. In this short clip, Nancy's observing the orb via the security camera's live feed on her phone. Mind you, that without the phone, she can't see anything in person. While looking at the live feed, she sees the ball of light moving frenetically. Watch.
Nó vẫn bay ở trong phòng và dù bà ngồi trong phòng kìa. Nó chạm vào tay kìa. Vãi. Chú ma thân thiện à? Sao thân thiện vậy?
Now at one point, Nancy starts to communicate with the orb. She tells it to touch her hand when something pretty interesting happens. The
Gì mà
orb
thân thiện
quickly
dữ.
moves away from her hand as though she had scared it. Nancy decides to leave this mysterious orb alone and call it a day. The orb continues to fly around the same spot even after she goes. But only minutes later, after rechecking the camera, the orb is no longer there.
Xong,
It
trốn
has
luôn.
simply vanished. Ever since recording this, the orb hasn't shown itself again. Nancy believes that this mysterious orb might have been the spirit of a child as it kept floating around her son's toys. Perhaps it just wanted to play with them, as Nancy states. But whatever it might have been, she claims that this mysterious orb was intelligent as it responded to everything she did. To this day, she still questions what this ball of light was doing
Thực ra
inside
thì
her
có ma
son's
trong nhà thì
bedroom.
nó vẫn cứ kinh, tôi nói thật. Tôi không cần biết là nó
If
thân
you
thiện
caught
nào
something
nhưng mà nó
creepy
vẫn
on
cứ
camera,
kinh.
or if there's any
Khi
ghost
mà
videos
kiểu
you'd like
có
me
một
to check
cái
out
gì
and
đấy ở
include in
trong
the
nhà
next
mà mình không nhìn
compilation,
thấy được.
you can send them over to scaryvideos444@gmail.com. That being said, let's get back to the video. There's an apartment in Poland where something very strange has been going on. The man who lives there claims that whenever he's by himself, he can't help but feel as though someone else is inside. When his roommates are
Ui, không,
gone
tao
and
sống
he
trong
has the
tường
place
cả
to
mày.
himself,
Ui, không.
weird noises happen out of nowhere. Now, what makes these occurrences extra strange is that they always seem to happen during the nighttime. Knowing when they usually occur, the man has his phone ready in hand and proceeds to record the following video. No one else is home when this is captured.
Sweet.
ogólnie to od jakiegoś czasu cały czas
Trong tường cho mày. Ui.
coś masz nie takie dziwne hałasy.
Rồi xong đèn tự sáng rồi, xong. Nghỉ. Jumpscare làm con chó. Đứa nào jumpscare làm con chó. Jumpscare làm con chó. Mang nghiện rượu à? Ma alcoholic à? Ồ, nó xả nước, mày chết. Mày chết. Nó mở nước rồi mày chết. Dì đắc rửa mặt tắt. Dì kia. Nó đóng cửa này, tắt đèn này. Đóng cửa tắt đèn này. Để quả gương ở cuối hành lang nữa chứ kinh vãi. Gì vậy? Ồ, nó tắt hết rồi. Jumpscare làm chó.
Mysteriously, the bathroom faucet is left running as though someone or something had turned it on. The man shuts it off while seeming confused as to how it turned on by itself. He heads back to his room when eerily the light switch, which he just turned on, is immediately turned off. It seems that whoever or whatever was on the other end of the hall had switched off the light. Now this wouldn't be the end of it, as only a few nights later, something just as creepy happens. It's nighttime when the man recording hears banging noises outside his door. With his heart pounding in his ears, he records this.
Ông nào cũng dũng cảm khi mà người ông kiểu vai u thịt bắp cho đến khi con ma lém cái tạ vào đầu ông. Tôi nói thật. Cái gì vậy?
Nie, ja pierdolę.
Fuck me. Oh God, Jesus Christ. Rồi, mời đây nhà vệ sinh. Jumpscare làm chó nhá.
Co jest kurwa?
What the fuck? What the shit? Jumpscare làm chó nhá. Oh God, Jesus.
Like something straight out of a horror movie, the man peeks out from his bedroom, peering into the darkness of the hallway to see if anyone's there. Finding nobody inside the bathroom, the man quickly walks back to his room, but stops in his tracks upon noticing the sudden mess in the kitchen. Appearing as though a massive earthquake had struck the place, the man runs back into his room in full terror before ending the video. What happened that night has left him shaken up. It's unknown if the man continues to live inside the apartment, as no updates or new videos have been posted. But as with most videos, I'll let you come up with your own conclusions. Is something living inside this man's apartment? Or might there be an explanation for all that's happened?
Tự nhiên đi qua tìm gì ba. Lại phải chạy mất.
In this next video, two friends are hosting a live stream when something pretty spooky is captured live. Now, the two boys in this video often do live streams while playing video games late at night. It just so happens that this particular incident took place during an all-nighter, where around 5 in the morning, a strange noise is heard in the kitchen. The two usually play in the living room, so the noise was close by when it happened. The boys thought it was a family member who was grabbing a morning snack, so they shrugged it off.
Cái cảm giác all-nighter nó không vui như các ông nghĩ tôi nói thật. Tôi thề lần nào có một vài lần tôi thử kiểu all-nighter, tức là thức cả đêm chơi các thứ ấy. Ok, nó chỉ fun cho đến lúc 8 giờ sáng thôi. Còn sau 8 giờ sáng đến tầm 11 giờ trưa nó là một cái gì đấy không chấp nhận được.
And didn't think much of it.
Nó không
But
fun
later
đi nào.
on,
Cái cảm giác từ
something
8 giờ
happens
sáng
that grabs
đến
their
11
full
giờ
attention
trưa
and prompts them to end the live stream immediately.
nó chết kinh được.
While playing in the dark, this happens.
Stream 24 giờ tôi mệt, tôi hiểu. Khi mà tôi đến là tôi làm việc, tôi stream, tôi nói chuyện, tôi chơi game các thứ ok. Nhưng mà kể cả tôi chơi game không, tôi không stream, tôi không làm gì cả, tôi làm cái gì tùy việc của tôi, nó vẫn mệt. Nó mệt dã man, nó chả vui gì cả. Kể cả có người thức cùng luôn, vẫn mệt. Chuẩn. Được quả nhã chill fit. Rồi. Oh shit, cảm ơn Phong lên đó đấy cho anh. Chí nghiền rất mệt. Phong chạy deadline đêm nhiều chắc cũng trồi quả thức đêm. Cọc cái pa. Rồi hai anh em ôm nhau đi ngủ. Nghĩ hai anh em ôm nhau đi ngủ. Cọc thế này không
At
chơi rồi.
first, the fridge door seemingly opens on its own, as though someone had gone over to grab a snack. At least that's what the two boys thought, considering that one of them has a brother who wakes up around this time to cook something up. Thinking that he left the fridge door open by accident, one of them gets up to close it. But as they walk back, this happens. A chair swiftly moves on its own by more than a few inches, causing both friends to freeze in their tracks. It was at this point that they both knew that something unexplainable had occurred. Something supernatural. Viewers believe so too. But, as always, I'll let you be the judge on that. Had something paranormal occurred? Or had something else happened here?